Welcome to an episode of How Would They Do? In this episode, we're going to ask, how would Man United do in La Liga? I've taken out Granada because they got relegated at the end of this season in La Liga. And so I thought I'd just swap them with Man United. Now, obviously it doesn't matter who I swap in the Premier League with, but just so that anybody that may be asking is wondering, I just decided in Man United's place, I just put Shakhtar Donetsk. There we are. Just because they are one of the teams that you can sort of, just put in from other leagues. So what I'm going to do is start the season off with Man United and we'll see how they do 10 games at a time in La Liga. Man United have been put into the American Challenge Cup, and what we will do is sim all the way to the start of the season. This is the squad I'm going to start with for Man United, and it's got De Gea, Valencia, Smalling, Bailly, Darmian, Fellaini, Pogba, Herrera, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic and Martial. Now I've gone for this because that is what I think of when you talk about what Man United played for the whole of last season. There was, or not the whole of it, but that's sort of what Mourinho came to towards the end of the season, was sort of Martial and Mkhitaryan, maybe sometimes with Lingard, but I think just for the ratings on this, I'm going to put Martial on instead, just because it might give them a better chance in terms of FIFA. Now, if it was in real life, you'd probably put Lingard there instead, but we'll go with that for now. A player that might be rotated in and out is Carrick, and then Rooney and Rashford. Now, I could put Daley Blind in centre-back, but in terms of ratings again, Smalling is 85 rating, whereas Blind is 81 rated, so I'll go for him as well, and he is the captain. What we're going to do is skip 10 games into the season, and it is just after we've played Atletico Madrid, and then straight after we play Barcelona, so we can see what the squad is like. After the first 10 games of the season, Man United have actually done quite well. They are 5th in the league behind the 3 big ones and Valencia, who have started the season in barnstorming fashion. Man United have done okay defensively, done okay in terms of scoring goals, but the goal difference of 8 isn't huge, but I guess it's standard with what everyone else in the league sort of done. As I can't seem to connect to the EA Sports Club, whatever you want to call it, online thing, I haven't been able to update the squad, so Depay is still a Man United player, although he was at the start of the season because he only left midway through the season. So he is actually 1 goal behind Bale in the top scorers charts. Pogba has 5, which is pretty good for him. Assists-wise, Pogba has 5 assists as well. What I'm going to do is skip straight forward to another 10 games and see how the club does. 20 games into the league season, and Man United are 3rd in the league. They have 36 points. They are 9 behind Atletico Madrid and only 5 behind Real Madrid. Barcelona are 1 behind, but they have a game in hand. And in terms of goals for and against, they got 34 and 18 against, which isn't too bad. Pogba and Depay are doing very well so far. They've got 21 goals between them in 20 games, which is very decent, but I still can't see Ibrahimovic on that list. Assists-wise, Pogba has 7 assists, and again, can't see any other Man United. Oh no, Rashford has 3. While I was skipping to the January transfer window, Juventus bought Juan Mata, and the board sold him for me because Juan Mata wanted to leave, and I'm just going to accept this offer for Schneiderlin because he technically did leave in January at Man United, and for about that fee, so I'll just accept. But yeah, Man United, obviously, Mata was somebody that wanted to leave, and the board did it whilst I was obviously sort of vacationing on holiday, whatever you want to call it, whilst this was happening. The top deals around Europe, Chelsea bought Laporta for 38 million from Athletic Bilbao. Barcelona bought Martinez for 28.5 million, and Chelsea again bought another defender, Socrates, for 28.5 million. That is quite a lot on defenders from Chelsea there. In terms of the big movers and shakers in La Liga, Atletico Madrid pretty much did nothing. Barcelona, obviously, as I've shown you, bought Martinez, but they also bought Zuma and Da Silva. Real Madrid bought nobody, and Villarreal got Navarro on a free transfer. Now what I'm going to do is skip forward 10 more games and then we'll see how they are, and then after that we'll skip forward to the end of the season. After 30 games in La Liga, it is a very interesting looking table. Valencia are still top of the league, or they are now top of the league because Atletico Madrid were after 20 games. They're only 1 point above Real Madrid, who are just behind and just above Atletico and Barcelona. It's very tight at the top there. 3 points separate the top 4. Man United, however, are 6th. They are 8 points behind Barcelona with 8 games left. They've had 15 wins, 9 draws, 6 losses. They have 47 goals for and 30 against. Their goal difference is 17. Seems like the goal scoring has slowed down a bit for Man United, and it seems like they're still relying on Pogba and Depay. 13 and 11 goals respectively. Assists-wise, Pogba is still at the top of the charts with 10 assists. And Ibrahimovic has finally made it onto a top goal scorers or assists chart with 4 assists. Alright, we have just finished off with the 30 games in this season. Now, what I'm going to do is skip all the way to the last game of the season, and we will see how Man United have done in the league and just in general in Spain. 38 games have been played now, and we are just going to have a quick look at the top goal scorers. And Real Madrid have absolutely spanked the top of the league in terms of goals scored. Benzema has 11, Bale has 18, and Ronaldo has 21. And if you look at Barcelona's, in comparison, they have 15, 11, and 10. Whereas Man United has still been relying on Pogba and Depay, 15 and 11 goals. And finally, Ibrahimovic has joined them in the top 25 and he has 9 goals for the season. Pogba again is still on top of the assists, and Ibrahimovic has joined him further up. We have a player on 12 assists and a player on 6. De Gea finished the season as the clean sheet champion, golden glove, whatever you want to call it. He had 12 out of 38 games, which isn't awful, but it's not great. The bit we've all been looking forward to is to see where Man United can finish in La Liga, and they finished 5th, but they caught up to Barcelona. They were 8 points behind with 8 games left. Now they're only 4 points behind, and Real Madrid overtook the top of the table, and there was only 2 points between the top 4. They could have all won it on the last game of the season, but for Real Madrid, they probably deserved it. They didn't score the most goals because that was actually Atletico Madrid, but they did score a lot of goals with 3 players. Compared to everyone else, they did very well. I think for Man United's player of the season, it has to go to Paul Pogba. He's gone up 2 points on his overall, and he's got 15 goals and 12 assists over the whole course of 37 games because he was sent off for 1 with 2 yellow cards. So he missed a game, but he would have played every game of the season apart from that. In conclusion to this, Man United could do quite well in La Liga, but they would still only finish about where they finished the last couple of seasons in the Premier League. In reality, they do need to spend more money on their squad, and if we look in the office, you'll see that the transfer budget is actually, where is it? Transfer budget is actually 161 million on this. So if I actually spent that, then we'd probably go very well in this league. I'm going to leave the episode there on this screen on the league table. If you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you loved it, please consider to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.